restlessness, stress, lack of sleep, anxiety, lack of imagination, impatience, mood swings, isolation, depression, unemployment, harassment, suicide. But wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's start at the beginning. Capital High School. We're ordinary. Not famous from Disney Channel movies, no record of school shootings, music videos, or anything else to put us on the map. Besides our 3 seconds of fame and We're the Millers, we might as well not exist, right? Just your stereotypical school filled with stereotypical teenagers and their stereotypical problems. But we as students are overstimulated with these problems. Bullying, breakups, rumors, sleep deprivation, stress or anxiety, depression, falling grades, and even suicide. As unrelated as these topics may seem, they share one causation, one trigger that is ultimately to blame for all of these issues, one problem that lurks within our very halls: technology overuse. Our society today is overruled by screens. Texting, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Xbox, you name it. They consume us. And the scary part is, we're allowing it. Some may ask, how did this happen? Why did this happen? Well, that's what I asked, at least.
I think that the biggest changes that I've recognized are that students are having more difficulty in coming up with abstract ideas. I think one of the reasons why these changes have occurred is it's been a greater amount of exposure to technology along the years. Well, I think the benefits are that it improves the amount of things that we can do in time. Students have way more access to information compared to even the 1990s. It would have taken a lot longer for students to find information. It would have been a more limited amount of time to communicate, so there's more communication. But the downfall, I think, is that at one time students needed to look for information, and if they didn't find the information, I think they needed to think about what are the possibilities. They need to theorize. They needed to have theories. And today, all you have to do is look at a smartphone, and that information is brought to you immediately. And so I think that this process, or the ability of the human brain to process, think, and so forth, is way more limited today than it was in the past. No.
Mr. Alonso's concern for our generation made me question the severity of the problem. Do we really use an excessive amount of technology? And if so, is it really having such adverse effects? Many studies have been conducted regarding technology use in adolescents. I was shocked to discover the true reason behind our addiction to technology. It was just that, an addiction. As a generation, we are so reliant on these devices, we are comparable to drug addicts. Dopamine, a chemical that causes euphoric-like happiness, is released when we see we have a new message or notification. The need for more of this chemical is what causes addiction. This dependence on technology often leads to depression, anxiety, and sleep deprivation. I was curious, were things really as bad as they seem to be? I took my questions to the students of CHS. After surveying a random selection of Capitol High School students, these results were calculated. 78% of students surveyed said they use technology, such as cell phones, iPods, or video games, for at least 3 hours a day. A whopping 48% said they use technology more than 5 hours a day, every day. 52% of the population complained of suffering from excess stress or anxiety. The most shocking result of all, over 30% of our population here at Capitol High School admitted to being victims of cyberbullying. With this data, it is clear that our generation has a problem. But out of all this negativity, there has to be a bright side, right? Some silver lining to compensate for all the problems caused. I needed to find a different perspective, a fresh pair of eyes to brighten a dark situation. About how many hours daily do you spend using technology?
Well, solely using technology is probably like 3 or 4 hours, but I'm constantly on my phone checking stuff.
Between my phone and computer and TV and all of that, probably 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Some people think that technology depletes our creativity. What do you think about this?
I would actually say technology supports creativity because it allows you to get your ideas out there. You can stay in constant contact with people and you can find info pretty easy.
What are some benefits and what are some downfalls to technology use?
I think it gives us a lot more access to information. Some of it's useful, some of it's not. And so it's good to be able to have that access and communicate with people that you wouldn't normally be able to. But it also distracts you a lot and kind of takes away interactions you can have with people face to face.
So do you think advancement in technology is worth the losses it creates?
I think ultimately it is, because I think it is. It's a relationship it's more good than bad. And it's like, there's fun, there's usefulness, and yeah, there's downsides to it, but ultimately it's better.
How do you feel about our current technological era? What are some downfalls and what are some benefits?
I think it's helped because kids can instantaneously find information that they're looking for as opposed to trying to go through countless books, let's say, if they're doing a research project. So it's really cut down on the time to do that. But again, I think that technology, anytime you use technology, you sometimes take away the human factor, and I think you just have to be aware of that and not allow technology to become a replacement for human interaction. I think the bad side is that even though it's against the law and you can see people that are more concerned about what's on their phone than they are keeping in their lane or driving. So I think it's a distraction that we are now getting to the point where we are dissatisfied or seemingly get irritated if we don't have instantaneous feedback. We don't get something happening to us right away. So I think the speed factor is a great thing. However, I think it makes us a little bit more impatient.
So there you have it. It's no doubt that technology overuse is a real issue for today's teens. The question is, what are we going to do about it? Mr. De Bruni said it best. Be grateful for the luxuries it brings us, but be conscious of its negative qualities as well.